Hi, welcome to the Focused Brains channel. Today we are doing Assertion and Reasons of Economics chapter development. Stay tuned for more MCQs and assertions and reasons of other chapters. For now, let's get started.
Question number 1, assertion. Different persons can have different development goals. Reason, what may be development for one may not be development for the other. The right option is B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is assertion explains that every individual is different from each other and hence their notion of development also varies. Reason explains that development for one may not be the development for other, it may be even destructive for the other. Thus both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Question number 2, assertion. Different people have different developmental goals. Reason, the capitalist approach to development is detrimental to poor section of the society. The right option is B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is people have different developmental goals because the notion of development is different for different groups of people. For an industrialist, development means creation of more dams to get more electricity, but this may submerge the land and disrupt the lives of people who are displaced. In this way, the capitalist approach is detrimental for poor sections of the society. Question number 3, assertion. Money cannot buy all the goods and services that one needs to live well. Reason, it cannot buy pollution free environment, unadulterated medicines unless you can afford to shift to a community that already has all these things. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is money cannot buy all the goods and services that one needs to live well, because money or material things that one can buy with it is one factor on which our life depends, but the quality of life also depends on non-material things like equal treatment, freedom, security and respect of others. Money cannot buy us a disease-free life and might not be able to get protection from infectious diseases. Question number 4, assertion. In many areas of India, children, particularly girls, are not able to go to high school. Reason, many people believe that the government should open schools and provide other facilities so that all children have a chance to study. The right option is B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is girls in India in rural areas sometimes are not able to attend the school because the government or society has not provided adequate facilities. Moreover, their parents are unable to send their children to school. Secondary schools in rural areas are situated far away from villages, so girls' parents do not prefer to send their girls to distances merely for education. Question 5, assertion. The developmental goals that people have are not only about better income but also about other important things in life. Reason, a safe and secure environment may allow more women to take up a variety of jobs or run a business. The right option is B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is assertion explains that besides seeking more income one way or the other, people also seek things like equal treatment, freedom and security. The desire of the people is to work on a regular basis, earn better wages and receive decent price for their crops or other products that they produce. Reason explains the development goal of a woman, as there is no link between these two statements, so reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Question 6, assertion. Kerala has a low infant mortality rate. Reason, it has adequate provision of basic health and educational facilities. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is Kerala has low infant mortality rate because it mainly concentrates on human resource development. It has also made many provisions on developing the quality of education and medical facilities. Question 7 Assertion Human Development Report published by UNDP is a narrow concept of human development. Reason It is based on the educational levels of the people, their health status, and per capita income. The right option is D. Assertion is false but reason is true. Explanation for this is UNDP has a broader framework to measure development, whereas World Bank has a narrow framework to measure the same. UNDP ranks the countries on the basis of the development but not by categorizing countries as rich countries or low income countries. So, Human Development Report published by UNDP is not a narrow concept of human development. Question number 8 Assertion The average income of a country is about 12,056 US dollars per annum. However, the country is still not a developed country. Reason The income levels are highly skewed for the country. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is a correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is a country can have skewed data of income level, that is, certain section of the society are extremely rich, however, a majority of the people are poor. In such a case, the average income is likely to be high for the nation, but the nation cannot be called developed as the income is not distributed in an equitable manner. Question 9 Assertion A small town has a high rate of robbery, however, a locality in the town has well maintained law and order. Reason The people in the locality are aware of the importance of having security guards and they collectively pay to have the security guards in the locality. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is it is cheaper to have collective security for the entire locality than having a security man for each house. Also, if people have their personal security guards in certain parts of the locality, the robbery can still happen in the houses without a security man. Therefore, paying for the collective benefit of the society helps to resolve issues. Question 10 Assertion Sustainable development is essential for economic growth of the countries. Reason Sustainable development ensures that environment friendly measures are adopted for carrying out production processes. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is sustainable development is essential for economic growth as it involves judicious use of resources, which leads to economic growth by reducing wastage. Question 11 Assertion A high average income is not indicative of the overall well being or human development in a country. Reason Average income does not cover indicators like level of literacy rate, health facilities, and public facilities in a country. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is higher average income is not the only indicator of human development in a country. Factors like level of literacy rate, health facilities, and public facilities are also important. Question 12 Assertion Groundwater level is under serious threat in many parts of our country. Reason It is a non renewable resource. The right option is C. Assertion is true but reason is false. Explanation for this is the resources which renew itself over time are termed as renewable sources. After a heavy shower, most of the water seeps into the ground through pores on the surface and recharges the groundwater level. But the rate of recharging of groundwater is slower than the rate at which it is being used up. At present, groundwater is a renewable resource, but if proper measures are not taken to save groundwater, it might become a non renewable resource in the future. Question 13 Assertion World Bank has classified countries into rich countries and low income countries on the basis of per capita income. Reason: per capita income is the only attribute to measure level of development for a nation or a state. The right option is C. Assertion is true but reason is false. Explanation for this is reason is false because per capita income is not the only measure to find level of development of a nation or state. Other measures to count level of development of a country or state are infant mortality rate, literacy rate, life expectancy, human development index. Question 14. Assertion: we use averages to compare the development of countries. Reason: different countries have different populations, so total income will not tell us what an average person is likely to earn. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is for comparison between countries, total income is not such a useful measure because countries have different populations. Comparing total income will not tell us what an average person is likely to earn. Hence, we compare the average income, which is the total income of the country divided by total population. The developmental level of two countries are compared by using per capita income. Question 14. Assertion: the state of Haryana with a very high per capita income has a very low literacy rate. Reason: income by itself is not an adequate indicator of material goods and services that citizens are able to use. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is although the average person in Haryana has more income, but it lags behind in crucial areas such as literacy rate because income by itself is not an adequate indicator of material goods and services that citizens are able to use. For example, money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services that you need to live well. Question number 15. Assertion: non renewable resources are abundant in nature. Reason: non renewable resources can be replenished over a period of time. The right option is E. Both assertion and reason are false. Explanation for this says non renewable resources are those resources which will get exhausted after years of usage. We have fixed amount of these resources on earth and which cannot be replenished. Question 16. Assertion: a country that was extremely rich in natural resources has mainly relied on oil extraction for revenue generation for several centuries. However, the scientists predict that the country may become poor in future if other means of generating income are not devised. Reason: oil is a non-renewable resource and it is likely to get exhausted if not used judiciously. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is if the country has relied on oil extraction for several years, it is likely that the country's oil wells may start drying up as oil is a non renewable source of energy. So, if the country would not find a substitute method of generating income, then the pressure on oil wells will increase and the country is likely to become poor in the absence of oil. Question 17. Assertion: a state has a per capita income of 2,25,000 per annum. The infant mortality rate in the state is 62%, so the state cannot be considered a developed state. Reason: there are medical facilities in the state, but people fail to take their children to hospital in time. The right option is C. Assertion is true but reason is false. Explanation for this is if the parents are earning well and the medical facilities are available, then the parents would take their child for timely treatment. Also, some parents may fail to do so but not so many that the infant mortality rate would be as high as 62%. Question 18 assertion. Suppose the literacy rate in a state is 78% and the net attendance ratio in secondary stage is 47%. Reason: more than half of the students are going to other states for elementary education. The right option is C. Assertion is true but reason is false. Explanation for this is net attendance ratio is the total number of children of age group 14 and 15 years attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. If the students were going to other states for higher education, the total students available in the state would go down and the net attendance ratio would not be so low. The low net attendance ratio is indicative of students dropping out of elementary school. Question 19 assertion. The crude oil reserves are going down for the entire world and the countries need to find substitute fuel for crude oil. Reason: a country that is dependent on imports for crude oil will demand more crude oil in the future. The right option is B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is crude oil resources is becoming scarce and the countries need to resolve the issue as most of the production tasks are dependent on oil. It is obvious that demand for oil will increase in future as the world population is increasing. Question 20 assertion. Middle East countries cannot be called developed in spite of high per capita income. Reason: World Bank has excluded these countries from the list of developed countries. The right option is A. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation for this is the countries of the Middle East may have very high per capita income due to revenues from crude oil, but they are otherwise not developed in each sector. Their literacy rate, life expectancy at birth, and other similar parameters do not match those of developed countries of the West.